mistakes happen as parents, and I'm a teen mother. Teen moms are terrible parents. This is what happened with this is what happens to teen mothers. Constantly flirting with my boyfriend, and she did it for literally months. Like, he would change her diaper, she would be flirting with him, and literally just like looking at him, basically trying to get him to touch on her. So she was flirting with him for a really long time. When she was 4 months old, that's when they finally had sex. She lost her virginity, and after that she basically had sex with my boyfriend, and that's when it all went downhill. That's when I was like, you know what, this bitch already got me in trouble with the law. She's sleeping with my boyfriend. So when she was 4 months, that's when they finally had sex, and that's when I was like, all right, you want to be a little slut, then we gonna benefit. Mama gonna benefit off of you being a slut. So I started making some money off this little hoe, so she want to be a little dirty ass little hoe. So I started pimping her out. I started making money off of it. I want to make sure I don't miss nothing in this story, because I don't want to talk about this no more after this. So I started pimping her out. I started making that change. I started making that little money off that little hoe. So I was getting paid big bucks. Men were paying like $300 a piece. Some of these men were paying $300 a piece, close to $500 a piece, just to get some pussy from that hoe. Cora was a really pretty young lady. I'll give her that. She was a really pretty young lady. She was thick. She had hips. She had a big booty. So all the men was loving her. She was bringing in some cash at one point. That hoe was paying the rent. So I was like, well, I do have a cause for her now. Now she can make me some money or whatever. So I started making money off that bitch. And I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes I get emotional talking about my daughter, because I do miss her. Rest in peace. I do miss her. But I started making money off of her or whatever. I did get sick of Cora eventually. She was always around. She was irritating me. My family started watching her less because they had stuff to do. They had to go to work. They wanted to go out. They're getting older. They want to go out. So I did start to get sick of her. And I decided that I wanted to get rid of her for good. But what I meant by that is that I wanted to sell her into sex trafficking to get her out my hair. I started meeting up with pimps. I had people that would buy her for a certain amount of time, and I was working with other pimps, and I was trying to sell her into sex trafficking completely. But we was trying to get to a certain price and making sure that I get paid off, because that's my fucking property. So I wanted to make sure that I got paid off at least enough money for you to keep her for good. But we were still talking about pricing or whatever, and Cora passed away not long before her birthday. So she was going to be sold, like probably on her birthday she was going to be sold, but unfortunately she didn't make it that far. And let me tell y'all what happened, and this is where I'm getting through. So I was going to sell her into sex trafficking. I was making a good amount of money off of her. I had people that was working with me that was helping me find clients, because you didn't want the police to get onto what we was doing. And you know, you could easily meet somebody that's pretending to be a client, and then there's people out there who don't know they mind their own business, so they're going to try and call the police or whatever. So that's why I was working with actual pimps who actually already had regular clients that they knew wasn't going to snitch. So I actually did need a business partner, and I had one. But I feel like Cora, she probably could have been worth a lot. I could have actually had so much if it wasn't for what happened. But she just had to catch the attitude. She had to get smart with her mouth. I did used to beat Cora a lot. I used to punch her, kick her, all type of shit, put her on the floor, step on her legs on purpose when nobody else was home. And eventually my punishments did start to get a lot harsher. I'll admit that. My punishments got a lot harsher than they used to be. So I used to run really hot bath water, which I actually posted a video of some of these actions. Some people haven't. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It was in the past. I did post a video of me slapping her once. I deleted it. A few people got it. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's over with. I was posted a video of her in the bathtub. I used to run really, really hot bath water, and I would let her sit in there for a little while. I used to pour bleach on her, but not that much, because like I said, you ain't trying to get arrested, you know, you ain't trying to have all these marks on your child's body. But I was, at one point, I was going to kill her. intentionally, because I didn't kill her intentionally. But I was going to kill her intentionally, but I didn't know that I could make a lot of money off her. So eventually, since I wasn't going to kill her, my punishments got a little rough. I would put her in hot scalding water, throw Clorox on her. I would pinch her really hard, harder than I used to, because I used to just pinch like, this even hurts me, so I can only imagine. But my punishments got pretty bad to the point where I was putting her in hot scalding water and basically just torturing her, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching her get fucked a lot of times. I would actually smile as she would get fucked, and I could see the pain in her eyes. She would look at me with so much pain and fear in her eyes, and all I would do is just smile. I was like, bitch, your mom not gonna help you, hoe. Don't be calling on mommy for help. Mom don't give a fuck about you. So I didn't give a fuck. I said, keep raping that little hoe. So I was like, and eventually these messages went viral, so I don't really want to get into that, but I did post messages about what was going on and what I was doing, and it kind of blew up, and I was not expecting that because my account was on private. But then again, you know, a lot of people don't know how to mind their own fucking business. So since people don't know how to mind their own fucking business, some of my personal messages with the pimp got out and went viral. You could literally find them anywhere. Those messages are literally everywhere. They're everywhere. They're on Google. So I'm not going to pull them up because I don't really give a fuck. It was a long time ago. It's on the internet, so why should I show them? So anyways, my personal messages with the pimp eventually went viral. Some of our personal messages, personal phone calls. I was able to get myself out of trouble with that, and I eventually continued doing what I was doing. Basically, Cora was going to make me rich, and we got into it so bad one day. We was arguing, and I mean, she deserved it, so I can't really get sad because she deserved it. But we was arguing back and forth, and I punched her, and that wasn't the first time I ever punched her. I normally never punched her that hard, but things just got really out of control. So I punched her, and we was just arguing back and forth, and she didn't fight me back. She was literally just laying on the bed, looking at me, slapping her. I was whamming that hoe. I was beating that hoe up. And she can't fight though, so she ain't fight me back because that hoe cannot fight. Not one time has Cora ever put her hands on me. She can go hard at the mouth, but she can't fight. She can't back up none of the shit she say. So she ain't fight me back. She was just looking at me, beating her. She was just crying her eyes out, literally crying her freaking eyes out. So I was beating that hoe up. She was crying her eyes out, and I kind of went overboard, and I got so freaking angry with her, and I grabbed her by the throat, and I choked that hoe for about a minute straight. Eventually, I started to see her lose motion in her eyes, so I did stop, and it wasn't intentional, so it's not my fault. Mistakes happen as parents, and I'm a teen mother. Teen moms are terrible parents. This is what happened with this is what happens to teen mothers. This is what happens to teen mothers. Teen mothers aren't good moms. I'm proof of that. So anyways, she started to lose motion in her eyes. She had 8 not that long before this fight. She wasn't burped, so I'm guessing that probably has something to do with why she stopped breathing. It got to the point where she couldn't breathe. But y'all, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I couldn't get her to breathe. I tried CPR, and she just wasn't breathing, and I figured that I would go to sleep, and this was just all a bad dream. And when I woke up, she'd be there, you know, crying. When I'll wake up to her crying, but I'm sorry, I can't even pretend to be sad. I'm a little sad about the money. Now that will make me cry. Let me talk about how much money I lost from this. Now I can cry. Let me talk about how much money I lost from this situation. Now I can cry and be serious and cry, okay? But